Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Bunny. I am going to be sharing with you today something really awesome. 5 things I wish I would have known before I went to Devil's Tower.
Devil's Tower, Devil's Tower, oh no, no. Devil's Tower, Devil's Tower, oh no, no.
All jokes aside, guys, I want to share with you 5 things that I learned on my own experience. So when you're planning your trip, you are prepared for what you might face. Some of these are good, some of these are bad, but no matter how you look at it, it's 5 tips that you didn't know before you started this video. Roll the intro. Okay, so I went to Devil's Tower and I did a little bit of hiking. Mind you, it was really hot when I was there, so some of the things I learned had to do with the heat. If you're going during the winter months, these things might not apply to you, but if you're there during summer, take heed and listen to my advice. Now, if you didn't catch my actual episode of Devil's Tower, it's in one of these corners up above. I'm not sure, I'm backwards. It's been a long day today. So I do encourage you to watch that and see what my personal travel looked like, what I did, how it worked out, how it didn't. But these are 5 tips that aren't necessarily all shared in that video, so you'll want to stay tuned even if you didn't watch it, or even if you did. Since my video was primarily about my hike to the red beds, I do want to share tip number 1 as a tip about the red beds themselves. A lot of people tell you to get on the red beds trail, and as soon as you're going up, start going clockwise. And that's all well and good, but I encourage you to instead go about the red beds trail counterclockwise from the main parking lot. The reason why I encourage you to do it this way is because most of the really difficult, almost straight up, uncovered, no trees, hot as everything hiking is on that side. So if you get it out of the way at the beginning, you're going to be shaded on the way back, so you will be a lot cooler after you have put in a lot more work. I think this is a great way to tackle the red beds trail, going counterclockwise from the main parking instead of clockwise, and you will appreciate it, especially if you are there on a hot day. Number 2 is all about camping. Camping can be done in a variety of different styles with different options depending on where you want to be and what kind of amenities you want. There's actually a camping area within the park. It does have a little bit more of a limited number of spaces and fewer amenities. So if you're wanting something that's a little bit more deluxe accommodations, I would definitely recommend one of the 2 parks that are right outside of the entrance gate. Number 3 is one that does not apply to me whatsoever, but it applies to some of you guys at home, and I wanted to make sure I touched on this. You can climb at Devil's Tower. What? Okay, so I found this out because I was really interested, because I know some of you have asked me before about climbing locations, and because I don't personally have expertise in this, I wanted to find out. This is a major climbing destination for people, like major, not quite as major as Yosemite, but major. It's a huge lava tube that juts straight up into the air, and it's massive. Like, there's no way you can fathom how massive it is until you're standing at the base like, what? Now, in order to climb at Devil's Tower, however, you do have to get a permit to do so, and you have to turn in a receipt when you're finished with your climb, just to prove that you actually made it down, because there's no camping, and at the end of the day, if you haven't returned that, they do go looking for you. Also, if you are a climber, they only allow you to do so during spring to fall. Winter is completely off limits, and a portion of the earliest part of spring is also off limits, and I'm not sure exactly why, because I don't know the mechanics of climbing, but I'm assuming it's because, you know, slippery rocks don't make for good things. Number 4, for all you pet lovers at home, you can bring your pet to the park. They have to stay in the campground area. They cannot go onto the trails.
No, 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 no.
Even on the handicap accessible trails that are wide and paved, they do not allow pets. This is something important for you to know before you come to the park. Don't expect Fido or Hello Kitty to be able to join you in one of those little pet carriers where you're actually scooting them along in a little carriage either. No, they won't let you do that, and it is pretty well patrolled, so I definitely do not recommend you try to break this rule. It's just in the best interest of, you know, everybody. Last but not least, cost. What is the cost to go to Devil's Tower? Now, unlike some parks where you cannot walk in, this is a park where you can just walk on in if you want to. There is a cost for doing that, however, and it's not actually terrible. But it is a little bit more than I would think, considering you're a pedestrian. If you are on foot, Yeah, just walking away. It's $15 to enter. This gives you a 7-day access to the park. You can camp inside the park. Of course, that's always an additional fee. But if you're walking in, yeah, $15. If you are driving in your car, a regular passenger car, we're not talking about like anything like a bus or anything like that. A regular passenger car is $25, and again, you have 7 days of access. A motorcycle is $20. So 25, 20, or 15, or you can use your park pass. If you have a park pass, an access pass, one of the passes that's available, they have the senior one, the military one, the volunteer one, and then the regular access pass. Any of those, this park is covered. There are no additional expenses. There's no parking expense or anything like that. So get your American the Beautiful pass and come on in. I know today was a little bit shorter of a video, but we touched on the subjects and went boom, 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 and had a good time doing it. I really had a good time when I was at Devil's Tower, despite the fact that it was so hot. It was absolutely gorgeous, and I was so enthralled because this was my first taste of getting to see the state in like all its gusto and glory. I didn't know what to expect, and when I got there, I was just like, it was kind of crowded, but at the same time, by taking a trail that wasn't just the main loop trail, I was able to get out and experience it in such a unique way, almost completely by myself, and have all of these vantage points. I definitely recommend you get out and try to just see the Devil's Tower from all sorts of different areas, take some of the hiking trails, just really enjoy the area, and really get to know the history of the area. It's so important. You will have an absolute wonderful time, and I hope that you get to do this sometime in the near future. It's amazing, guys. If you have liked today's video, please make sure you do subscribe. Leave your comments below if you've ever been to Devil's Tower and what your experience might have been. Also, if you have any suggestions for future places that you would like to see me go, let me know. I hope that you guys are gearing up because we have a lot of fun ahead of us. We're going to Yellowstone next, and I can't wait to share my experiences. That's the end of the video, guys. You can turn it off now. Oh, you want to see me do the little face again?